Everybody who's on YouTube saying that this was Kendrick Lamar's dummy page is wrong. How would you have access to this camera photo? How would you have access to any type of trash can where Drake would have discarded these items?
Drake?
All right, y'all. We got to get straight to the business today because I'm in here. We got to talk about these Drake moles, or one specific who has been on Twitter. And this is the guy who had all of those images that Kendrick Lamar was using in the beef, okay? So the first thing I got to let y'all know is I cannot show y'all any prescriptions because on the internet, on YouTube, you cannot show anybody's personal prescription, okay? You can't show anybody's medication that they're taking online, all right? But I will say it's a lot of details in those prescriptions that I'm about to explain now, because the first thing we need to throw out of the window is that this person is Kendrick Lamar. I hear people saying that this is Kendrick Lamar's burner, and the answer to that is in the prescriptions, all right? By the way, I do believe that Drake was or is taking Ozempic, okay? So take that with a grain of salt as well. So this is how I know this ain't Kendrick, okay? I saw him post a video of something that happened outside of a club. I think it's this right here. He said, girls tries running up on Drake. And so this is Drake and the girl tried running up on him. And the tweet says, I stood next to you in the rain to keep the pops and fanatics away. I became essential during your stays, having to cancel vacations and all to ensure things like this didn't happen. So even with that being said right here, and this guy basically trying to act like he's a part of OVO now, everybody who's on YouTube saying that this was Kendrick Lamar's dummy page is wrong. Because now this guy went from, I don't want anybody to know or think that I stole these items, to, oh no, I was close to OVO. So in one of these tweets on EbonyPrince2k24, and a lot of people think, you know, Ebony Prince, that sounds like somebody that could be Kendrick's burner. Here's where he kind of revealed he's not anybody that's rich who has some type of legal counsel who would be letting him know that you can't go forward with some of this stuff with any type of legal action, because he basically threatened Drake and DJ Academics like, yo, if y'all don't say that these items weren't stolen, me and my attorney, Miss Adrienne Edwards, which we gonna get to the attorney in a second, we're going to exhaust every legal option available. And see, you gotta read into that line too, every legal option that's available, because it's not a lot of options that's available. And if this was Kendrick, then why would he already admit to the fact that he knows posting those images were wrong? How do I know that? Because he changed the cover of Meet the Grams on all streaming platforms. So on Spotify right now, Meet the Grams is just a blank black picture. Now he still has the picture up on YouTube, but I think it's because on YouTube it's not a zoom in feature. You know, like on Spotify, if I click the album art, it'll zoom in. So it's just zooming into this black screen right here. And then you can kind of make out more of the prescriptions. On YouTube, you can't do that. So when you see the album art on YouTube, you kind of see the prescriptions, but it's far away so much that you can't make out what it is. Remember when we was doing our videos, we really couldn't make out the names or anything like that of the picture for Meet the Grams that had the prescription, it had the old t-shirt, the FUBU t-shirt and all that other stuff. But Kendrick has already admitted, hey, I cannot post these images on streaming platforms. So if this was Kendrick Lamar, why would he be on Twitter acting like he can pursue some type of legal action with these items that belong to Drake? Now, by the way, you see he mentions that his attorney is Miss Adrienne Edwards. And so we found Miss Adrienne D. Edwards. She is a lawyer in the state of New Jersey and New York. Now, Here's the thing. I know a lot of people say, well, you know Kendrick has been staying in New York. Drake was talking about that on the songs. But you got to think about it, bro. No disrespect to this black woman, this black queen. I know she's getting her money. This is not the type of lawyer that Kendrick Lamar would hire. He wouldn't he wouldn't chance hiring a regular attorney just so he can have a fake Twitter page that he's trying to get his shit off on. He's not going to do that, bro. But here's the thing. Since this lawyer is from New York, the plot is going to start to thicken, because who would hire a lawyer from New York? Well, let's get back to it. Now, one of the other things that's in this, stash of Drake's personal belongings that this person has acquired, they have these receipts from the jewelry stores, okay? Now, do y'all remember this? This is Drake taking pictures at this jewelry store in New York. Do some of y'all remember this? If you Drake fans, yes. He was at this place. All of these people was outside of Popular Jewelry Inc. Let's go back to this receipt. The yellow receipt is for Popular Jewelry Corp. But it's still the same jewelry store. So it's two receipts. Both of them are from Popular Jewelry. So somebody from New York would be able to get these receipts. Everything you're going to see is connecting to New York. This is not connecting to somebody who's following Drake around. And see, that's important to note when we get into this person's newer tweets. Because now, since people are starting to kind of catch on to this person is obviously from New York, they're trying to pretend like the plot gets thicker and I've been with Drake. They're trying to act like they're in Drake's camp. But why is everything that you got on Drake coming from New York? Also, going back to those prescriptions that I can't show y'all because in that video he did, you can plainly see that the Ozempic is a prescription made out for Drake. By the way, the doctor who made that prescription for Drake is the same doctor that had Kanye put into the mental hospital that time in 2016. So that doctor is a guy who prescribes these type of things to famous people. If you don't know what Ozempic is, it's a weight loss drug that is supposed to take away your appetite to help you lose weight. So I do think that does belong to Drake. But on the prescription, you guys can go look at it on that EbonyPrince2k page. The date for that prescription is 7/17/2023. Now, last year, where was Drake July 21st, 4 days after getting that prescription? He was in Brooklyn, New York, performing at the Barclays Center. It's right on your screen right now. You see July 21st, Brooklyn, New York, Barclays Center. That's the Drake is All a Blurred tour. So Drake was in New York with this prescription. He had these receipts in New York. Hold on. The plot still gets thicker. Now remember, in his little Drake stash of items that he had that belonged to Drake, he put this post up from an article inside of this Brooklyn newspaper, okay? And this article was written by a specific guy. Now stick with me. The person who wrote that article is seen in this photo that EbonyPrince2k had leaked right after he was talking about, I'm going to get my lawyer if y'all don't say these items weren't stolen. So in this picture, he says, may this photo help jog your memory as to where you discarded those items. The issue in the photo should also jog your memory. Jimmy Brooks would not have been proud of you that night. If y'all don't know, Jimmy is the character that Drake played in the Degrassi. So in the photo, you see this gentleman in a wheelchair. This gentleman is Christopher Alvarez. That's the gentleman you saw in the wheelchair. He is a journalist for the Queens Daily Eagle. He wrote that article that I just showed you. But once again, I really don't know the angle with putting Christopher up there. I don't know. Maybe he went to this hotel to try to meet Drake, and maybe Drake didn't meet with him or something like that. I don't know the angle of bringing him up, but once again, we're tagging this guy to New York. But here's where things start to come together. Because remember, in the tweet, he said, this is where you discarded those items, okay? Now, this is a hotel lobby. And so he's saying that Drake, what, threw these things in a garbage can at a hotel? So if you was at this hotel, how would you have access to this camera photo? How would you have access to any type of trash can where Drake would have discarded these items? Unless you worked at the hotel. That's the only way you would be able to get this security cam photo. And if you was working at a hotel that Drake was staying at, you would be able to have access to his trash cans and things of that nature. I think this guy was working at the hotel and got fired. He had an axe to grind against Drake because I think the reason he got fired has something to do with Drake. And then he sent this stuff to Kendrick and he used it in the beef. So look, one of the tweets says, "You're blocking my money with your lies. So you forced me to get it another way." Blocking your money? Like what? Maybe you was fired because of something weird you was doing in proximity to Drake? Further up it says, "Had you not lied, I would have just waited until you died to sell my goods." Now think about that. How did Drake lie on you? Did he get you in trouble at your job? Did he get you fired? I feel like this is a reasonable explanation, okay? So now this guy's getting some traction because that tweet that he put out with all of that stuff belonging to Drake, it got like 10 million views. So I don't know if he's enabled the ad system on Twitter so he can make money off of his tweets. But now he's posting different stuff talking about RIP Kevin Samuels. He's also trying to paint a picture about Drake to try to say he's the inside man. He's working with OVO. He's starting to kind of like wheel together a story because he's getting traction on Twitter, okay? Even talking about like he's a part of some type of secret cult. He said, "Sorry for the hiatus. Emergency house meeting with the elders. The consensus, keep going." What elders? I thought this was about bringing bad stuff to the light. What type of Illuminati shit is this nigga into, right? So this is basically the guy who's been running amok on Twitter. He's posting a few more things now. And I don't think this guy is Kendrick Lamar. I saw some people even trying to say it might be J. Cole. This is not J. Cole because now this guy's trying to act like he's a part of OVO. But I think what the truth is, you gave some stuff to Kendrick. For whatever reason, I don't think Kendrick is pursuing this beef anymore. I think he left this guy out hanging. I don't know if he might have got a couple of dollars from Kendrick, who knows, but I don't think he has any association to either side. I don't think he's affiliated to Kendrick. I don't think he's affiliated to Drake. I think he stole this stuff from some place that Drake was staying at in New York, and then he put it out to try to get some money after he lost his job. They might have had him on camera taking shit out of a garbage can, and that's how he got fired. So now he on Twitter running amok. So this is the Drake mode that everybody has been talking about. Let me know what y'all think about this, man. Like the video and subscribe. I will see y'all next time. Peace. Hey, nigga, donate. Hit the super chat. Scan the PayPal. Hit the Cash App. Thank you. Have a blessed day.